Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Williams and this is video number 2 of the 5 video series. The goals of the series are to help increase personal finance awareness at Our Lady of Guadalupe. Let's get started. So again, we have the goals of the videos is to increase personal finance awareness at Our Lady of Guadalupe. This is video number 2 of the 5 video series that we will be doing during the Lent season. The videos will rely on the Dave Ramsey framework for financial freedom. In the summer, we will be doing a workshop on how to budget. So stay tuned for more details on that. If you missed it, video number 1 was released on the Our Lady of Guadalupe YouTube channel. And that was on baby step 1, which is to save $1,000 as your starter emergency fund. And this is video number 2. In video number 2, we will be focusing on baby step number 2. And we will be discussing that today. So what are the baby steps? Baby step number 1, save $1,000 as your starter emergency fund. And baby step number 2 is that we will be paying off all our debts, excluding our mortgage, if we have a house, and we will be paying off our debt using the debt snowball method. We'll be explaining what that is here in the video. Baby step number 2. So what we want to do here is pay off all our debt using the debt snowball method. So what is the debt snowball method? Below, we have listed out the steps that you need to follow in order to do the debt snowball. So what we want to do here in step number 1 is list all our debts from smallest to largest, regardless of the interest rates. So these debts could be your car loan, your student loan if you have that, credit cards, personal line or credits, anything, personal loans. So after we have listed that from our smallest balance to the largest balance, what we want to do is make minimum payments on all those debts that we have listed, except the smallest one. Because what we were going to be doing on that smallest balance that we have is paying as much as possible on our smallest debt. So we will be sending the minimum payments, but we're going to be sending extra to the principal to finish paying off that smallest balance as quick as possible. So once we have that, we do step number 4, which is repeat each step until all our debts are paid in full. So a lot of the times, it's going to seem that we're not getting anywhere with just paying minimum payments. So sending extra to the principal will help us finish paying off all our debts as soon as possible. So I encourage you to get on a budget, and here's an example of what a budget looks like. In order to maximize the uses of the debt snowball, we need to have a budget. We need to create one, and we need to create one that's called a zero-based budget. So in this example, we have all our incomes listed out, whether you're single or you're married. In this example, we have a total income of $4,250. Additionally, at the bottom, in our budget, we have listed out all our expenses, including our tithing, our mortgage or rent, food, electricity, heating, and we also have listed out the minimum payments that we have on our medical bills, credit cards, car loans, and student loans. So these on this side, we have listed out all our minimum payments on that. So once we have our total income subtracted the minimum payments, we should have, at the end of the month, if our budget is constructed well, we should have $625 that we can send as an addition to extra principal to the medical bill that we have listed out, which is our smallest debt. So going back here to baby step this slide, here we have list our debts from smallest to largest regardless of interest rate. And we have done that here as an example. So here is our debts listed out from smallest to largest. So right here we have our medical bill, $700, which is our smallest, and our largest is our student loan, and the minimum payments associated with that. So here is what the debt snowball method looks like, and it's a little bit more of a complex example. So feel free to pause the videos so you can see what the example looks like. But our special attention should be paid to the remaining amounts that we should have every month, which is 625 in this example, that we can send as an additional principal payment to a medical bill or the other debts that we will have. So here is how it works. So in here, we have our medical bill of $700 and our minimum payment of $500. So that 625, what we were going to be doing in the month of February, using 700 minus 625 minus 50 of medical payments will leave us with $25 in remaining balance in the month of February. For the rest of these debts, we're going to pay minimum payments, and here are our balance. So in the month of March, because we have $50 in the minimum payments and our remaining balance for February was 25, we increase 625 plus our minimum payment is 675. So our debt snowball grew a little bit. So when we have that, we see that 675 minus 25 is 650. So we have that remaining, and this number shows as negative, but it's there to show us how much money we have to use for our next debt. So our next debt in this example is credit card number 1, and that the balance remaining in February was 725. So 650 minus 725 leaves us with 150. And in April, our debt snowball grew again by 675 plus 75 is 750. So we take that 750 minus 150 equals 600. So that $600 we can use in additional principal payment to our credit card number 2, which is their third debt listed out. So that balance of 870 minus 600 leaves us with 270. If we continue, our debt snowball grows again from 750 plus the minimum payment of credit card number 3, which is $65, is 750 plus 65 equals 815. So that's our extra payments per month that we're gonna plan on making on the month of May. So 270 minus 815 equals 545 that we can use in additional principal payment to our next debt, which is the car loan. So in the month of May, it's going to be 680 or 6,800 minus 545, which will leaves us with 6,255. And again, our debt snowball in the month of June increases. So it's 815 plus 400 is 1,250. 215, sorry. So we continue doing that. We continue doing that until the car loan pays off. We send extra principal. So this 625 is important because this comes from our budget. As long as we stick with our budget, we should have that 625 that we can consistently grow over time because our debt snowball will increase over time. So we stick to that budget, our debt snowball, as you can see, will increase over time. And over time, you will be able to pay off your debts faster. In our next steps, baby step number 3, we will teach you why we want to save 3 or 6 months of expenses and have that as our fully funded emergency fund. Thank you all for joining us today, and we hope to see you next week.